What's up? What's up? Yo, 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 yo,
What's
yo.
going on, everyone? Live.
Infected Mushroom from the studio. Erez Reborn release came out today. Reborn album. An album that me and Erez work on in between albums. It was not like an album we worked on. It was in between. We started it with the orchestra kind of thing and rebuilt, I think, Dracula and Release Me then, or Return of the Shadows. Yeah, Release Me in Return of the Shadows. And then this concept really was interesting to build tracks from our first, second album that we don't have files for, technically. So we needed to do the tracks again. Hence the name Reborn. It's not a remix. It's not a cover. It's literally me and Erez making the tracks again, but not as a remix for the dance floor of today, but sounding as the original, with better sound, of course, and the stuff we have learned in the last 25 years, if we learned.
27.
And 27 and better rooms. I'm 16.
I'm still 16.
I'm still 16. And yes, Reborn is basically for the really old school fans. People tell me, what about old school? And then we go like, which old school?
I mean,
They go like, Play the Supervisor. That's the fifth album. So this is for the real OGs of Infected Mushroom, and also for the new fans, is to bring the music that we were discovered for, let's say,
in the
early days. These tracks are technically what was Infected Mushroom in the beginning, and we try to keep them on the same vibe. So the tracks are really similar, even though, you know, we added a few melodies here, a few melodies there, just to keep it more interesting for us. But we try to really reconstruct the tracks from zero,
as close as they were.
as close as the originals. Of course, we lied a little bit in this album, like Dancing with Gaddafi. We have most of the files, so you can hear the track is really kind of similar. Again, we do it again. We did record melodies again for it, but we had some files. But for most of the files on this album, we just reconstructed it again, and we did it again. And it was fun. It was recorded in this cave over here and in Laguna Beach, me and Erez back and forth. And it was recorded between albums, between I'm 25 and between a lot of stuff that we're doing. So that's why it took so long to put the Reborn album out. And hey, it's #1 today in iTunes and all over the world. And thank you so much. It's because of you, because you decided to buy it or to consume it or whatever, Spotify and stuff. And so this album is for you. And we really enjoyed making it, and playing it is also weird for us because it doesn't suit the drop rise of the trance today. So while we're pushing those tracks into the dance floor, it's also interesting to play them again because they're built like 1996.
Yeah, more storytelling, and back then we had way less knowledge about how to do crazy sounds and stuff. So most of the tracks were built on melodies. We did a lot of melodies back then to compensate for our bad skills in making horrible sounds at the time.
And some of the sounds are so unique that they were made. Well, let's start about, if we talk Reborn, most of the loops in Reborn were made by Impulse Tracker and Akai. These two things, well, they do exist, but nobody's doing it today. And we were, back in the day, Erez especially, was sitting on Impulse Tracker and doing loops all day, just loops and crazy loop, and that sound itself, you don't find it today because it's like a different.
Yeah, the limitation of the program also makes you work, I guess, faster and in a certain way, and it has its own sound because it's limited. So I kind of like limited stuff.
Yeah, and all these sounds, like some of the stuff like was made with programs that do not even exist. Generator and
well, now it's Reactor.
Well, it is
now
Reactor.
It's Reactor now,
yeah, it is Reactor. But some of the sound for us to reconstruct and to do again was very challenging, and it was hard to work on this project because some of the tracks, while we were building them, we go like, how did we do this sound? And we can make it close enough, you know, but to do it exactly, and we needed to hear track by track because even the melodies, especially the fast ones, to reconstruct the notes from the original track, because we don't have the lead by itself, was pretty challenging. But yeah, well, I think we managed pretty okay. People seems to like it. So
we recreate the happy accidents.
Happy accidents.
Yeah.
It was good times.
Yeah.
Let me have my coffee
Where's the coffee?
as a happy accident. So yeah, Reborn is out. We put it out on, of course, digital everywhere. There's a vinyl that has already been sent all around the world. There is a CD, which was printed, by the way, with mistakes. So there's like 200 of them out there with the mistakes. So you are lucky. Will be a limited edition probably. Don't resell them, keep them. And I wanted to do cassettes. I don't know if we did, just for the old school kind of.
Who got a cassette today?
Who
Nobody have a cassette.
Somebody should
except
have.
my dad, by the way.
So he will get
My dad
Reborn.
will get
Anyways, I'm not sure we did cassettes, but if we did, there's like, let's say 100 cassettes for the 100 people in the planet
Let's
that
do
have.
Laserdisc too.
Dude,
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc is so good. People, I saw in the reaction, people were debating on this 24 beat, 44, 16 beat as opposed to 44, 24 beat. And if you hear really the difference in the recording. So, Erez, do tell them.
Well, the main thing that happens is that 16-bit just limits you with volume. And it's really not a big deal in our day. And if your life will depend on it, I don't think you'll be able to tell the difference between 16 and 24. So that's my opinion. But theoretically, yeah, 24, of course, it's better than 16 4-bit, but in the production domain and not in the release.
And in the production domain, we even go with 64 float.
Yeah, we're going with 64 float in Cubase, which 32-bit float is way more than enough, which gives you way more level above 0 dB. If 0 dB usually is your max,
it doesn't go to distortion levels, and that's why we record it like that. But then it goes to mastering by Domestic, and then we turn it to 4416 because it's the common beat. Oh, by the way, Domestic, good stuff on the mastering for this album.
Yeah, if anybody needs mastering.
And walking back and forth with us, and thank you so much. And I was lucky enough to actually be a little bit in the mastering this time.
Yeah.
And Domestic, he hears in very high volumes.
Yeah.
So
we trust him blindly.
Yeah, very good job on the mastering for this. Me and Erez, we don't do the mastering. And also going to the old school, Domestic was part of the gang of Shidapu and all the gang back in the day. So for him to do the mastering is also really suitable for Reborn.
Yeah,
because
we almost used to live together.
You and Domestic?
When we were very...
Imagine you and Domestic today, like talking about 24 beats and mastering and going crazy, and I'm sleeping in the background.
Yeah.
It's so good.
He used to pick me up from the train when he was illegally driving. He stole his one car and he picked me up from the train.
Domestic. I'm telling you, there's some stuff putting out there.
I'm sorry.
Reborn. now everybody knows.
By the way, a few people do have cassette possibilities.
Okay, how
Yes!
many cassettes?
Yeah, dude, to the
How
thousands of people.
Okay.
Randy just said 3,000
Okay, now
people.
from just if you these people that have cassettes, if you
Shout
can
out
be-
Rahil, shout out Zena, shout out Kite. There's all
Alright.
three of you guys holding it down for cassette tapes.
How old are you? No judgment.
They're probably 400 years old. But
Most likely,
nobody
yeah,
cares.
just
Anyways, I'm
yeah,
not
we're
sure
gonna
we
make-
made. I'm not sure we made cassettes, but I thought it was a great idea because it's a Reborn, and if you do a Reborn for 25 album, 25, 27 years, you need a cassette. So we're gonna do it.
One person wants an 8-track.
Or a floppy disk. Come on, guys, cassette. It's gonna be really cool, and maybe some of the merch. Hey, do a skateboard again. People want the skateboards. I'll show you. I have a few of
Maybe
them.
we should do the hoverboard this time.
So with the Reborn, I'm going to put something in the background. I chose for the beginning. I just put Mush Mushy. I don't know if it. Hey. Woo! So this is a good example, Mush Mushy, how we reconstructed here everything. But like, when you hear this snare, we did it again now. But this is a completely impulse tracker build back in the day that we used to do. Also there. Eres doing the chicken here in his mouth.
Wait 20 feet over here. Amazing music over there from the comments. Shout out to Wait 20 feet. What else is over here? So many comments.
Mush Mushy, by the way, is our first encounter with Japan.
Alright.
When we went to Japan, everybody said Mush Mushy, Mush Mushy, Mush Mushy. So here it is. And reconstruction completely. And the main reason to reconstruct this track is with this amazing love, Eris. back from 1996. Let's go to the yard. בואו לחצר, למי שמבין.
Powerful, magical.
Anyway, keep it in the background. So one example for the album, which we didn't have, 0 files, and a few of these tracks, they also have the original samples, like you hear them. And Erez mentioned laser discs. Me and him back in the day, we used to buy movies on laser discs and just listen for samples and crazy stuff to put in. We don't do that today, but it was the days of Blockbuster, no?
And well, we didn't have access to any sample CDs. You know, we were like in a very small town in Israel, and you know, no money whatsoever, just trying to make something with music. So we you know, sampled a lot of stuff from movies, like reverse sound effects, explosions, stuff we couldn't sample ourselves, and some speech too.
Yeah, I used to say like weird speeches and stuff like that, or take speeches from movies that we thought they were cool. I think we tried to re-record some of the speeches, but it doesn't sound as the original, so we kind of kept the original. Especially in like Dream Theater, we have a few, and in Disco Mushroom, My Mommy Said.
Yeah.
And this was a speech that we used also for the track My Mommy Said. There's no real monsters.
But they are.
Shout out to Dado!
Yeah,
Didra. Good stuff. Okay, Randy, what are peeps are asking?
So Simon Zygmunt is asking, why did you lose the files?
Aha! Great question,
Yeah.
and I want to show people that is. I want to show people.
He's also asking why not vinyls, but I think there are vinyls.
There are vinyls.
There are
What do you mean?
Yeah, he's going to show you right now.
What do you mean? But I want to show you something. Okay, back in the day, we used to keep files in floppy or stuff like that, or we used to burn them to CD, and our favorite was Mitsui. Here it is. And for this example, that's Never Never Land from BP Empire and Roll Us a Giant. Okay? So this is how we used to kind of put stuff and keep them, and some of this stuff remained. But even with this, let's say Never Never Land, back in the day we didn't know what to keep on the CD. So we used to keep, let's say, the speech or the stuff, but not the bass line or not the loops, because we thought it's not.
No, we also didn't record everything to audio. We had a lot of external gear.
Correct.
A lot of stuff was running with external effects, external MIDI, external synthesizer, all this stuff, and we didn't sample it. We just recorded directly to that machine because our computer was not strong enough to record as well.
Helm Winston. Oh my God, this is really, really old Devil, as you can see. And by the way, I tried to open this. Some of it doesn't open. And so anyways, it was a different time to keep files. Not as today you have everything on a hard drive or the best thing ever, Dropbox. There was zero technology like that back in the day, so we lost the majority of the first and second album. And
when
even
hard drives fail.
yes, and then even later on, Bombat, a track that we don't have. We need to reconstruct Bombat.
Yeah.
I'm just
We
saying.
used to have SCSI hard drives, not the.
Way before
SCSI.
DJ SCSI, by the
Before
way.
the DJ
This is
SCSI.
SCSI called himself SCSI because of that connection.
The SCSI adapter.
Yeah. Okay, Randy, what's going on in the question?
So Eamon Music asks, what tracks were left out from this album that you would have liked to get in there?
So many.
So many. You know, Roll Us a Giant, for sure. I wanted to do maybe Horus the Chorus can be done. But if we go way older, I would do None of It Is Real. I like Nothing Comes Easy, which could be a great... Hey, there's still time for Reborn number 2 later on, because me and Erez, apparently we have 5,000 albums.
And kids.
And kids.
We keep,
So now we're going to do a test, and we're going to count all the albums of Infected Mushroom and see if Infected Mushrooms remembers how many albums we have. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. So, Erez, let's start. The Gathering.
The Gathering. Classic.
Classical Mushroom.
BP.
BP Empire. Converting Vegetarians. I'm the Supervisor. Vicious Delicious. Legend of the Black Shawarma, Army of Mushrooms, CV2, which is Converting Vegetarians number 2, Friends on Mushroom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I Am 21. Now we go to Head of NASA, More of Just the Same,
NFT.
which is Shroomies. I Am 25, and Kipod was a single out of Army, so it doesn't. I think Kipod is not a CD. Oh, yeah, it's just a single. And Reborn. So I think
More than 3.
I think there's 5,000 albums of Infected Mushroom. And if I forgot something, please tell us in the comments.
That was amazing, Doctor.
Dude.
I after 5 I already.
Dude, I remember them.
Amazing.
Anyway, so yeah, many tracks could have gone into Reborn, and the concept of Reborn, I think it's a great new concept. It's technically it's not a remix, it's not a cover, and it's not mastering because you don't have the file. So it's literally doing the tracks as they were with new sound to new generation, and I think it's a great thing for an artist that has so much material and people miss the old stuff. So here you go. Here's the old stuff in a new sound, and how me and Erez intended it to sound back then, but with no ability back then, not equipment wise, not knowledge wise, and we didn't know what we were doing. So we kind of took that vibe and brought it to today. So I hope you love the album like we enjoyed making it. Yes, Randy. Questions? What's going on?
There's a lot of questions.
Let's go.
Well, a lot of people are curious if you are working on like other collaborations like Bliss, Vinny, Vici, Asterix. They want to know if Asterix is coming back.
Amazing question.
Yeah, we're working with them, almost done with the Blastoise collab.
Blastoise collab at the moment. Bliss, always a collabs happen. He always sends us. Sends us. We send him. Definitely want to do a collab with Asterix. Open the folder, but we didn't progress. We should do that.
We want to collab with everyone.
Vinny Vici, we're working at the moment. We're doing a back-to-back set, a special set in Assert, and definitely need to do another track. So yeah, listen, we're working on so many stuff. There's a new collab with us and Mr. Bill that is coming out this month actually on the new Mr. Bill album, which is done. So many collabs are coming your way, and while Reborn came out, we are working already on a lot of new material. Yes, Rando.
What are you guys drinking?
Oh, so Erez is drinking Israeli Nest coffee, which he loves. Each time he comes to my place, I make him that.
You make the best one.
I make it pretty good. And I'm going with the double, triple espresso.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a bit hyphy.
Okay, and what is the meaning of Infected Mushroom? And also, a few people have said they're waiting for CV3.
What's the meaning of Infected
Yeah, like
Mushroom?
where did you get the meaning from?
Dude, it was a great name when we started for a Psytrance album. There was another band called like that when we were kids in the school. And
I was 16.
He was 16. And we thought it was a great name. Today, for Infected Mushroom, there's many other different meaning, you know, if you go with psychedelics, mushrooms and stuff like that. Not that I partake at the moment, but go ahead. But for us, it was a great name for a trance band, and we stayed with it. So that's the mushroom kind of stuff.
And CV3?
CV3, listen, CV is one of our favorite projects. We always like to play and do CV album, and it's definitely on the agenda. I want to do CV3. I want to do an album maybe just in Hebrew. We want to do so many stuff. We want to do low BPM stuff a little bit. We want to do collabs, and we have 400 kids with so many stuff to do. So
and we do music every
all
day.
the time. Yeah,
all the time. We like non-stop. Not everything gets out very soon, like as soon as we want it to be.
But a lot of music coming this year. I'm promising you, like the new collab with Mr. Bill is coming out next month. A Blastoise EP, hopefully later in the year. And we are working always for music for our label Monster Cat, which hopefully also at the end of the year this year.
We're working on a very big collab.
Yeah, we're working on a lot of stuff. Not a lot we can say. A lot of stuff that might come out this year. So Reborn is just the opening statement of 2024.
Cool. And what's your favorite track on the album? That's from, yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. You know, Dancing with Gaddafi is definitely my favorite chill out track from the album. But if we go from the trance, I think Release Me is my favorite from Reborn. But let me think about.
I love Release Me melody, like the chord changes over there are really sick.
Yeah, but what else?
And
what
Dracul.
else? Dracul is great.
Like, but he said the best ones. What we would like the most.
Yeah, you know, I think Release Me on the kick side and the Dancing with Gaddafi on the low beat.
And we did what was it? The Tehran wanted.
Oh, that's a good example.
Iran Samora.
Dream
Shout
Theater.
out.
Shout out to Iran Samora. He for years wanted a remake of Dream Theater. So while we were doing this album, I told her, yeah, okay, let's do Dream Theater.
Yeah.
We did it. I don't think the original Dream Theater came out.
I'm not sure either. Yeah, but he bugged us for it. He's a good friend.
He said, let's go. So, okay, we're doing it. That's it. So, Iran, Dream Theater is probably for you.
Are you guys touring this album? Like,
100%. Gazillions of shows are coming up. United States, all over the world, Europe, back in the motherland, launching. So yeah, we're touring all around the world with this album, and many shows
a lot of
coming.
people are curious about Hank this year.
What?
A lot of people are curious about
So
Hank
Nukdim, yeah, Nukdim is the launch party, which is coming up now in March, 1st of March, end of April. But we're doing this is the launch party, and we're doing another Nukdim, our summer event, which will come later on. Please sign up for that one because the Nukdim is kind of sold out, and always when we launch it, it's not a big. We cannot do it for a lot of people, so. The people are already that are there, the ones that are gonna see this launch, and yeah, it's the first time it's not the first time, but we're gonna play all of the album over there for sure, and many more of the old stuff.
Can you say that in Hebrew too?
לנוקדים, נוקדים יהיה מגניב לכל מי שבישראל ורוצה לבוא להופעה, היא sold out. אז יופי, אז אל תבוא. אז תבוא בקיץ, כי אנחנו עושים עוד נוקדים. אני מבטיח לכם, הולך להיות הנוקדים הרגיל בקיץ. זה תאריך חורף, זה מסיבת יום, קצת שונה, קטן יותר. יהיה מעניין, ואני וארז הולכים לנגן מלא דברים, ובכלל, יש איתנו הרבה חברים מפעם, אופוריה וספייסקט, שזה אינדור, אני ואבי, אני וארז גדלנו עליהם, וכן, הולך להיות מעניין, הנוקדים. There it is, Hebrew. Yeah.
Just everyone's asking, will you come here? Will you come there? Just assure them that you're going.
Guys, we're coming everywhere.
Just send us the address.
Yeah, no, we're doing an Australia tour, back again, Europe, United States, Brazil, Mexico, all of them. We'll try to get as many places as possible. As you know, me and Erez, we tour all the time. So definitely see you in a city next to you in the next 2-3 years, because there's a lot of cities in the world. Yeah, so we're going to be there.
Let's hear another track.
Let's hear another track. Okay, what do we hear now from? Let's see. Let me load something. Go save. File. Recent projects. Mush Mushy was great. Let's go with the Dream Theater. Hey, shout out to Iran Samoa, right?
Iran Samora.
Dream Theater is coming. That's for you. Ooh, how much love. Okay. This original is called Dream Theater because back in the day we were so in love with Dream Theater, the band. We used to listen to them every time for their prog kind of changes and all that stuff. The track has nothing to do with the band because it doesn't sound anything like Dream Theater, but we were in love back in the day with Dream Theater and everything they've done then, and changing their track all the time and still staying in beats and all that stuff came into our music back in the day. Yeah. What else, Rando?
Did you use any external equipment making the album? That's from Yotam.
Well, yeah, you know, some of the Moogs, some of the you know, the Fuggers, the mic to record again, the na 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 na. There is external gear, but most of it is using internal gear and our plugins, of course, which is the majority of what we use today for effects to begin with. You know, if it's we go to our plugins, and not the reason that they sound the best, but no, the reason is because we like to use them because we're so used to working with that. So I wish was listen.
Yeah, all the plugins were used in every track we do because we make the plugins to make our life easier.
Yeah.
So therefore we use them anyway. So anyway, and a new plugin is coming out too. It's called Filterverse, and it's gonna blow your mind. I promise. It's just the best filter ever made on VST, for my opinion.
It's kind of a shame to give it to you.
So,
by the way, because we go to it all the time, so it's very good, and yeah, you will like it. So
you're gonna like it. It's gonna come soon.
In
You
this
can
album,
check in Polyverse website.
yeah, in this album it was being used, and but there was a little bit of external effects. Yeah. What else, Randy?
Somebody wants to know how you met Randy.
Randy was fresh out of college, working for Coast to Coast, which was our agency back in the time. And because he was so damn good
looking
mainly, we took him from that agency. Shout out to Mr. Ron Rives. And we took him, and since then he's been working with us, and it's been fun and games. And he's also a pretty okay DJ. Go check him out. Hey,
and he has a show called Open House.
Open House is good.
And you have to check it out. That's what I
It's
dreamt
open.
House.
The house is open. That's what I'm saying.
You have to check Open House by Randy Seidman.
Shout out to Avi Yosef also. He's the guy technically who signed, well, not this album, but the first album, The Gathering, Classical.
Release me.
All of these albums he signed, and Reborn is technically from all these albums. So shout out to Avi, our manager in Israel, and yeah, he's doing the Vinyl Zone stuff. He's doing the whole thing, and he's the guy to bug to make cassettes, by the way.
Yeah.
If you want cassettes of, just saying. Shout out to Avi.
Any upcoming songs in Hebrew? Are you working on Hebrew songs?
Oh, we did the Omer Adam collaboration. That's in Hebrew. That came out.
It's a pretty small artist from Israel. He's not so known.
Yeah, nobody knows him. He's a new up and coming Omer Adam. If you didn't hear about it. And if there's listen, I write in Hebrew once in a while. Not allowed. The last one was a Zing Beyachad. And when I do, we make a track out of it. But mostly I write in English. So and the stuff that we do is in English. So I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Yes, Randy. Talk to me.
Oh, there's just a bunch. Who did the cool voice in Dracula?
That's me.
Yeah, all the voices is good though.
Voices is me. I have weird voices in my head. Just put out this mic if you can.
And I don't use any plugins on him. Just that's how it comes out.
Yeah.
Just straight out of the box.
Yeah. Great shit.
A lot of people said you were fire in India, and they want to make sure that you're coming back there.
Oh, for sure.
India was great.
sure, dude,
And
wait to come
Erez, the next few tours, it's gonna be Erez by himself and Randy. Because Randy looks like me, so he's gonna be, because I'm taking a, nah, kidding, of course. Love India, we'll come back.
And also, his name is Amit Duvdevani, and it's a very Indian name. If people are from India, they know.
You can see the head.
Yeah.
You guys have
We
a
love
favorite,
India.
You guys have a favorite outdoor venue to play at?
Outdoor venue in general?
Yeah.
Burning Man.
Burning Man is a great spot.
Forest, Electric Forest.
Electric Forest was amazing. The Gorge in Seattle,
Oh my God,
Red Rocks, Denver. That's the United States. Back in the motherland, Masada, Dead Sea.
In Italy, we did this amazing ski resort.
Skisville in Italy, Celaronda on the mountain was amazing. There's so many outdoor venues, crazy places to play around the world.
The world is beautiful, guys.
Yeah,
A
go
lot
check
of
it.
nice places.
Would you guys work with Spangle again?
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
we'd love to
definitely.
work with
Shout
Simon.
out to Simon and to Raj. Big inspiration as usual. And yeah, he's in the studio at the moment working. I saw him. So yeah, definitely. Maybe Infected Spango for sure.
You guys gonna release Hot Sea? Been waiting for years. HATSI? You know this guy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't either.
He's been waiting.
Maybe Chatzi.
Chatzi, half.
Yeah.
Could be.
Chatzi.
Sorry, I'm an American.
So Chatzi, if it's Chatzi, if you mean that, that's a collaboration with collaboration. It's a remix of Amir Dadon, which is a great song, and I don't know, maybe we will release it. I'm not sure. If you mean that.
Any goal or dream you're still reaching for? Like you've been so successful, so what is still are you trying to attain, or what goal you're trying to
Well,
reach?
it's not a goal or that. We just want to continue producing music because we love it, and continue. The goal is to continue to enjoy it, continue to make fun and music, and while we travel around the world, spread the music for more and more people, because people take the music more serious than me and Erez. You know, it impacted so many lives and changed so many people ideas or how they go, and so many people went into EDM because of Infected Mushroom, and we're proud to be the ones that put you there. And for us, it's just to maintain the love for the music and to continue to be healthy enough to tour. Yeah, I'm stronger than ever. 15 pull-ups a day, right, Erez? Erez is
I
five.
doubted it, and it does 15
pull-ups.
clean ones.
Clean, not this little.
Respect.
Yeah.
Elena wants to know what's your creative process behind the track. Like how is it born and inspired?
Well, if we're talking Reborn, that was easy. We put the original track, and we hear it, and we say, okay, let's redo this track. So it starts.
You can duplicate the kick, drums and stuff, snare, whatever, and then bass line, and then leads.
Yeah,
Slowly
and
build it.
slowly, by the time you build it, and then go back and forth and hear it, and then you say, okay, this part of the track, I want to maintain the same story, but I want it sounding more of today. So maybe add a little bit of a rise into it and stuff, but still keep it on the same kind of vibe. So that was the Reborn process, and it was pretty difficult because we are not used to work like that. When we do a new track, it usually comes from either I recorded a gibberish idea on the phone, or Erez did the melody, and then we take it from there, and a track is born. And then the creative process is like how good of a day we have. If it was a good coffee, if it was a good breakfast, if it was an amazing day after, if me and Erez had a good shot of whiskey. So there's a lot of things going into the creative process, and also we are very much in shape.
Especially me.
Especially Erez, just to keep our mental process more focused.
It helps.
It helps, yeah.
Some people have thrown out some ideas like a Tears for Fears cover or Depeche Mode remix.
They're not throwing ideas, they know we have those.
Play it, come on.
They're not
play it.
throwing. Come
Play
on,
it.
you want me to find it
Do
now?
a search in Mac.
I
Let's
think
see
we
how
should
horrible
play it.
it is.
Why not?
Play it, play it in the
Wow,
background.
man.
And there's people that do push-ups.
If you
to your
don't find
music.
it, whatever.
There's no way. So what was it? Depeche Mode? Scheisse. Okay, let me see.
Hey, no cursing in German.
Again. Things are
Precious.
broken. Things are damaged. This is one. Yeah. Okay. So we do have covers for Tears for Fears, and so one of them is Mad World. No.
Yeah, Mad World.
Let's see if I.
Very
Will there be more orchestra work with orchestras and stuff?
I hope so, yeah. We really had fun working with the orchestra before. We had like, I think 40 pieces last time. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of fun, and we already have all the material written. So if there's orchestras around the world that want to collaborate with us, we're more than love to.
So this was done many years ago.
Obviously.
And it's for me, one of the favorite tracks ever. First of all, I love Tears for Fears. And besides loving Tears for Fears, Mad World, and this was done before, there was a famous cover came by the singer of REM, but this was done way before. And it's very, very old. And I actually wanted to do it again, but we need to kind of record the whole thing. But now you should be very proud of me that I found it. Okay? So here it
Can't
is.
believe it.
Here it is.
I see Yaniv Gal in the comments.
It's Yaniv Gal that brought this.
Yaniv Gal.
Hey!
איפה שוקי?
איפה שוקי? שוקי למטה. רנדי מפחד. Randy is afraid of Shuki because Shuki, for some, Randy loves dogs, but Shuki, he wants to dominate Randy. Shuki's a big boy, you know, so so Shuki's downstairs. Yeah. There it is. Tears for Fears, Mad Wolf. Next, Randy, questions.
Why did you choose these tracks in Reborn specifically?
Again, Reborn was, me and Eretz thought about from the first 3 albums, what do we want to do? So we started with Release Me, Return of the Shadows, which is very, Return of the Shadows, which was very psychedelic for us. And what else? Dracul from the first album because of the na. Anyways, we chose tracks that we think are very old school vibe. You know, that was also part of the equation. You know, we didn't want to go like and do something new, like Bust a Move. That was redone by remixes many times, and especially the Blitz remix, which is great, you know. So this was not a remix project. The Reborn was taking original tracks and just making them sound as they were, but sounding better today. So that's how we chose stuff, and mainly we went to songs that we don't have files to, because if we have the files, then it's not really a Reborn thing. Yeah.
A lot of people are asking.
Who is this? This is the first of Davina, I think. When people's are in circles, it's a very, very. Whoa, great. Yes.
That's a good one. A lot of people are asking about God Damn It, Stuck in the Pandemic.
Oh, great question. God Damn It, Stuck in a Pandemic, a collaboration we've done with Hope 6, Tikva 6. Shout out to Omri. I love this track, and we have 2 versions. We have actually a trance version for that, and I wanna kind of drop it. We did it in the pandemic, of course, and then the pandemic was over. But technically, in my mind, I think the world is still stuck in this pandemic. So it suits, the lyrics suits. God damn it, stuck in a pandemic. Good lyrics by Omri, and we will drop it. I think we'll drop it. Yeah.
So what is the ceiling made of? They're seeing the wood. What kind of wood is on the ceiling of your studio here?
So this is solid wood with isolation in the back, and this studio was built in COVID. It's a floating studio above my garage, and it's one of my favorite rooms ever, to be honest. I love sitting here and producing here. It has the view, I'm trying to block the view for you. It has the view of the mountains, and yeah, it's a fun studio to produce in. It has all the gear that we need, and it's in my house. It's the first studio that is actually in my house. Usually it's in Erez's house. Also, he has a studio in Laguna Beach, which we went back and forth over there. So, but that's my spot over here. Wood is solid oak. No, it's oak. What is it?
It's an elephant's...
Elephant vagina? No. Okay. Yeah.
And so, do you have any like musical scores available for classical instruments or anything, or like if somebody wanted to read the piano notes?
We have the notes.
We don't put it out. We did it for the orchestra show. We actually did a lot of score for that. Not we did. Somebody did it for us. We just kind of went with it and did the show. But yeah, maybe we should release.
There is for Lady Gaga track. They have notes for it released. But that's it. But we don't do flowers.
Hey, let's do Reborn.
No, we should do all the albums.
But let's start with Reborn. Score. Do Tavim.
Who's gonna play it?
What? No, there's no program that does that stuff.
But it's interesting. Maybe
I think Asaf, which does this stuff, he has nothing on his...
he has nothing to do.
Nothing to do, I think.
Bored, yeah.
He's bored, so he will do it.
Asaf is very...
Okay. Challenge accepted, not by us.
Programming all day long.
So a 2-part question. Somebody's asking if they don't have a lot of space, what's the best like hardware synth that they should get? Like
Hardware synth?
If they don't have a lot of space for a full keyboard kind of thing.
They don't need to get a hardware synth. They should just get a MIDI controller and then have unlimited amount of synths inside as plugins. You know.
And this is not such a big.
And,
this is not such a big keyboard.
yeah, but it's not analog.
Yeah.
If you're talking analog synth, what's the best one today? It's hard. It's hard to tell. Like most of them are doing basically the same stuff.
Yeah, depends for what you need it. Which music you do and stuff. If you're looking for bass lines or if you're looking for... It's a very difficult question, by the way.
I recommend the Nord G2 modular.
Yeah, it's great.
Nobody's making it anymore, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite synth?
So G2 modular is my favorite personal one.
I like the Mini Moog. And we are more in love with not synth so much, but more of effects and stuff like that. The Eventide, of course. The
Eventide
lexicon
was a huge part of our sound for years.
for years. Wider.
Yeah.
In this album, again with the Reborn, all these scratches and all this stuff, and
The track wider, yeah.
the track wider, and Eventide was with us since very early stages. We bought the first one. We fell in love with that effect processor. The Lexicon 960 is here, and the Fuggers. So these are kind of we like more external gear, but it's not really synths.
We had way more gear, but we
don't-
got rid of it. We sold a lot of it.
Yeah.
What's your average working time per day?
Not a lot.
No, it
Not
used
a
to be-
lot.
it used to be a
Used to
lot.
be way more, but now because we work in separate studios and we have separate hours, so I'm here in this studio for like 3 to 4 hours, and Air is kind of in his own kind of studio is also 3 to 4 hours, and we go back and forth together. We call each other, hey, listen to this melody, listen to that, listen to this. So this is, and then when we need to finish the thing, we kind of meet and then sit as much as needed.
And hold hands, of course.
And hold, yeah, of course. Who doesn't?
Okay, and are you ever going to play in Israel that's not a Friday or Saturday? Do you have an upcoming show?
Oh, a lot of people, especially the religious one, they have complaints why we do the shows on a Saturday, Shabbat, and stuff like that. So the next Nukdim is on Thursday. So here we go.
Okay, cool.
What an
And
answer.
Dude.
how do you do your kick and bass? Like, what's your trip? What's your...
Kick and bass.
Yeah,
Kick and bass is the oldest question in the book.
Bliss
And
just joined real quick.
we can go.
Shout out
Quantum
to
physics.
Bliss's hair real quick.
Bliss's mullet, so good. I love it. Love you, Bliss.
Yeah, so I'll tell you something new about kick and bass.
Ron Riblin's here.
Yeah, I love you,
Really?
Ronnie.
Woo!
Shout out to Ronnie.
So there's a new program. It's called Spectral Layers by Steinberg. So over there you can take the kick, you put it in one layer, you put your bass line, put it in another layer, and then there is something called cast and mold. And you should check this function, and it will solve all your problems, I think.
Correct. And for an album, usually me and Ares, we choose one kick for the album. That it will sound kind of the same,
Which I hate.
which he doesn't like, but usually we do that. And in Reborn, we chose one, but here there's two kicks because the release me kick is not the same, and also the kada. Even when we do that, we kind of
We
don't
argue,
do.
we argue.
about the kick, and the bass when it's a sawtooth. Actually, we use mostly the same thing, and but then we write so many basses on top of it, and that can come from any kind of stuff. If we're looking for a Juno sound, it will come from Juno. Moog, it will come from Moog. But and that's my opinion. What makes the bass, not like the sawtooth or the which is very important for the beat, but it's the melody of the bass, and with that we kind of go each time to a different effect, and then put different filters on it, and so that's what makes our bass kind of unique, an effective style, and this is how we approach a kick and bass, and of course what he said about the spectral layers. For this album, especially in Dracul and stuff like that, we really went and checked how the kick sits with all the bass, and did check it out. It's pretty smart. Yeah.
How is it working with the barefoot speakers?
Amazing.
I love the barefoot. As you can see, I did change the top
The
mids,
mid-range, yeah.
and I was lazy and didn't change the lower mids that are still in the box. So yeah, but we love the barefoot, and which we most of this album was checked by the barefoot. But me and Erez lately we check the music in our Teslas, of course, because both we drive Teslas, and in regular Apple headphones, because the majority of people are listening to the music like that. And of course, we called Erez in the mastering world the click master. Most people don't know about it, but Erez, he hears clicks that A, nobody hears, and B, sometimes does not exist.
That's not true.
Now, when they do not exist, he goes and proves to us that they do exist by RX and spectral imaging. He goes like, you see this little mountain? That's a click. Now, we go like, nobody hears this click. You go like, you're deaf. No, technically, maybe I'm deaf, but not only me, a lot of people are deaf. So Erez, the click master, he finds all the click, even after mastering, and he has a folder that is called No Clicks. And that folder is the end product of an Infected Mushroom track.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of story about clicks.
And OCD.
And yeah, Earth's good.
Now,
Yes, sir.
have you guys considered doing a podcast? Because you're hilarious, like doing your thing.
Well, you know, we're lazy.
No, we don't want to just,
Destroy all the podcast
internet.
market.
Yeah,
we don't
I
want to
don't
be
wanna-
like the next Rogans.
Yeah,
You know,
then Joe Rogan
Rogan
will
is
be out of job
yeah,
and
he will
stuff.
be upset and he will go like, oh, this new bald guy and
These two Jews, you
and
know?
the hairy dude, and then they start probably smoking weed and talk mushrooms and stuff like that. So we don't
destroy him. So
we don't want to take the podcast business. So when we have time, we just do a live
one hit wonders. That's it.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
People are asking about like the original Messenger, if you can get that out, and
Well, Messenger is okay. Why didn't I choose Messenger? Messenger, we already did a remake of it, and that was not a remake. That was actually a remix because we really changed the track. So we didn't think it's suitable for Reborn because there's a new version for it. And there's many tracks like that, you know. People say, why not Deeply Disturbed? There's like 4 remixes of Deeply Disturbed that we like and we play. We did the remix, and there's tracks like Suleiman and so
Becoming
many.
Insane.
Becoming Insane, of course. Many tracks that's not the Reborn kind of project that we wanted to do. We wanted to go very old school, and Messenger is old school, but because we remixed it and we liked the remix, it was not in the Reborn project.
and tell the story of how you made Heavyweight, and what's the whole story behind Heavyweight.
Well, Heavyweight, which is our biggest instrumental track, I think it's the second biggest after Becoming Insane in general, was a period of time of Vicious Delicious. Now, Vicious Delicious, our first track, our first album in America, me and Erez, we were like, first of all, newcomers to America. We were very influenced by that time in American music. Linkin Park that came out that time. We used to listen to heavy metal. In this album itself, we collaborated with rock artists and stuff like that. We were very influenced by American rock and stuff like that. So Heavyweight, and that time, in that album, we used to do a lot of distortion that sounded like guitars, but was really North Lead and our style of distortion. So Heavyweight came in that time. It was our take on an experimental track, and it became our biggest heavy experimental track. But we did more like that. We and me and Erez always said they don't get the credit that they deserve, like Project 100 and other stuff. And then in CV there's the Flamingo and stuff. So, but Heavyweight was, I think, the first one that started that experimental journey of heavy metal and kind of industrial trance mixture. And one of the biggest and one of the favorites. And me and Erez, I think, and every single show on the planet
With this.
with Heavyweight. Yeah, so that's Heavyweight.
What digital audio workstation do you use? It's not Ableton, right?
We use Cubase.
Cubase.
In production, and for live show we use Ableton.
Yeah, Ableton is our live.
Cubase for us
gear.
is the best like
workflow.
We do the fastest things over there. They have macros. With one button you can do a lot of functions. It's just the best that we found so far.
Do you work with low volume when you produce?
Yes, always we work with low volume.
I cheat most of the time, then I go to domestic and we put triple and double the triple of volume to listen, and still we don't hear the clicks.
That's
by
why
the way,
I'm not there.
we're not listening to the clicks.
That's why you don't hear clicks.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Well, we try when we mix, of course, to to work as much as the lower volume as possible. It's better for the mix, but I cheat all the time. And when Erez goes like to make a coffee or drink something, the knob, put it on. Yeah.
So Cholo Hofedster has asked a number of times.
Shout out to Cholo Hovesta for his name, first of all.
Sick name.
But yeah, what
Has asked a number of times. Why don't you guys play at Academy in LA, not Exchange?
Well,
Let's just
Cholo
set the-
Hosvesta,
set the
because
record.
you're dreaming, last show was at Academy and not an Exchange, and we loved it. It was a change, and let's see where the next show is besides Beyond Wonderland, which is coming pretty soon.
Play it Depeche Mode if you can find it.
Ooh, Depeche Mode. What was okay? There, people are challenging me here. Let's see.
Precious.
Yeah, well, that'd be good for you. Precious. Okay.
So we got a call a long time ago when we moved to the US from someone what is from the Depeche Mode management or something, I'm not sure. And they told us you have like a short time to do a demo for production for this song. So we did it in 24 hours because we are like really huge fans of Depeche Mode. But then nothing happened with it. Like we sent it to them and we got no response back. But we still love Depeche Mode and we'd always love to collaborate.
No, we were late. It was done after the album came out. So
They told us like we have 24 hours or something ridiculous short.
Yeah. And people challenged me, did I find it or not? Wait, 1 second, guys. I'm on it. No, that was Mad Wald, and people wanted Depeche Mode.
Yes, Randy.
Erez, what was it like making music with Jorg, like Jorg on Mushrooms and collaborations and that kind of stuff?
It was crazy. I think between the ages of 14 and 16, I think. And yeah, like an older guy compared to me, to a 16 or 14 years old, comes to my house full of tattoos, German, blonde, you know, and, coming to my parents first, getting approval that we can work together. And then they said yes, and then I worked with them since for like a few years. And we were touring a lot of countries, including Bolivia, Germany, Ibiza, a lot of places. It was fun as Shiva Shidapu and Shiva Sitpao and whatever, Shiva. It was fun. Jorg is an amazing person and he still plays, by the way. But then I met Duvdev. Yes, and he showed me his muscles.
Way stronger.
And he was younger, you know,
Younger.
compared to Jorg.
Still younger.
Still
younger
getting
than
bolder.
Bolder.
So I said, you know what?
Yeah, Precious by the Mushrooms.
Is the video game still happening?
Video games is happening.
Video game is 99% ready.
Yes, 99%.
What do you mean happening? 99% ready.
Yeah, I'm playing this almost every day at home. But again, finding clicks and bugs, and it delays the process. But the video games is sick. VR video game.
Sick.
That I can't wait for you guys to go through this crazy experience.
And besides the crazy experience, the music was edited to the game, and especially for the game with new kicks and new stuff. So you're gonna hear that's kind of reborn into the game. Tracks of Infected Mushroom that are really going with the game. So it's gonna be very, very unique. Coming soon.
And we are working on making this game available for also the new Apple. But the first release will be most likely for PC users as the first release.
Yes. What else? Precious behind you.
So, who's your favorite like couple producers these days? Do you have favorites?
I like from the new producers a lot of them from Israel. So I like We 2050. They make very cool, different kind of genre than ours, more kind of cyberpunky. And you can see them in all Tesla commercials. You can see them in like every car commercial out there. It's their music. WE 2050. You should really check them out. And there is so many more upcoming artists. We get music all the time. There is Effective. There is Ori, but not all of them are releasing enough music or fast enough. But We 2050 are someone very big to look up to. And there is, of course, the known ones, you know, that a lot of artists that everybody already knows. So I don't see the necessity to mention them, you know.
There's a lot of people, including Ron Rivlin, asking if you could release this as like an unofficial remix or.
Sure, if he pays the lawsuit.
No. This is a cover. I can release it whenever I want. If people want the Precious and the hey, Erez. Today we're talking Reborn, but if you want Rejuvenated, coming soon.
Where's your studio located?
Hey, me and Erez now are in Calabasas. If you want to come check us out, we're in Calabasas. Yeah.
Do you guys ever argue during a live set?
No, during a live set.
Live show, no, it's only for DJ sets.
For DJ sets, we argue all the time, and in the studio, we argue all the time. Like, Not on the Reborn, again, no, even in Reborn, because in Reborn we didn't need to do new melodies. But let's say any melody or stuff we do, we argue about. But that's what makes us a band, because after we argue about it comes this melody that we both agree on. So, and then it's an infected mushroom. This is what makes us a band. We have to argue. Sometimes we don't. We just like the same melody. Okay, but yeah, we argue a lot. Yeah.
Any like dream artists that you'd love to work with? Or that you...
So yeah, Depeche Mode is still on the list for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there are so many like, I mean, some are dead sadly.
Oh, but even with the new genre, you know.
And even Foo Fighters.
I want to do Subtronics. I want to do Rez from the electronic. I want to do Skrillex is always out there. There's many. Come on.
The list is even Deadmau5. We never.
Deadmau5. Why you should do a Deadmau5 collaboration? Hey, for sure.
We really want to. All
Let's
of them
go. Let's
are
go.
amazing.
Let's go. Yeah.
Some people asking about Mist Symphony. Can you talk about it?
Oh, Miss Symphony is a good example for a track for Reborn.
How about Tommy the Bat?
Tommy the Bat, No Files. Listen, as we can see now, there's definitely a Reborn 2 coming, because people want a lot of more of the old tracks redone. But guys, it's a lot of work. It's like, especially if you want to keep it on that vibe. Like Tommy the Bat, I think that's a good example, has no rise and no drop. It's a full track that goes and it's for real, for today's dance floor, it's going to be weird, but
it's not necessarily just for
exactly,
the dance floor.
Exactly, it's not necessary for the dance floor. It's
it's
for your brain and for your listening and to enjoy. So okay, we'll come up with a list and we'll think about Reborn 2 when time comes. Yeah.
So let's hear another track from Reborn.
Yes, Reborn. Let's go. Tracks from Reborn.
And what's your which album is your all-time most favorite, most meaningful to you that you've created up to this point?
So it's a battle between Vicious Delicious, which I really like it as an album, and I also like at the Converting Vegetarians 2. I like most of the tracks over there. Like really, like I think there are, and there's tracks here and there, but as an album, I think Vicious Delicious has a lot of variety of interesting stuff in it for me.
I think it's also changed, because like I haven't listened for years to Legend of the Black Shawarma, but lately I chose Legend of the Black Shawarma and I listened to it, and it's such a unique album that I forgot so many stuff from that album,
Franks is there.
Franks is there. Legend of the Black Shawarma, just Said is there. That's the main. But Smashing the Opponent is there. There's so many tracks that, in general, Herbert the Pervert is there. The best, I think, name ever.
Yeah.
For a track by Family Guy.
With live drums by Rogerio.
Correct. So, meaningful, definitely Vicious is a very meaningful album. And the first CV as well, very, very meaningful album for me. And areas because CV, the first one, was a double album, and we took 2.5 years to produce and we were sitting in that time all day in the studio. So 2.5 years then, it's like if we needed to do CV1, like Converting Vegetarian to original nowadays, it will take 6 years. Maybe. So, yeah, because we used to 16 hours on the studio. He was in the studio. He was buried there.
I was waking up, going straight to the studio.
And we had that door, which was a vault kind of. Yes, that's right.
It was a great studio.
Great studio, and we were there all the time. Background, Dancing with Gaddafi. And the Reborn album, and one of our all-time favorite, we call it chill out track. So
tell the story of this track, the original, and how it came around.
With guitars by Dan
Because this
Levy.
is a timeless. I mean, this is gonna just transcend the test.
So Dancing with Gaddafi was done for BP Empire album, and on that time BP Empire itself ends a 3-run album of gathering. I have poor connection in this amazing studio. I have a great connection. It's because of my brother. My brother ruined the whole thing. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, there's a lag. Okay, I think we're back-ish.
So Dancing with Gaddafi, this was the chill out track we did then back in the day with a lot of influence from Middle Eastern music. And then the violin part is the most interesting part here. Is this guy heard us. You walked in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, I
right?
was in Yahel house.
Yep.
Yahel
Sherman.
house.
Shout out to Sherman.
Yeah, Yahel Sherman, amazing friend and good producer. Anyway, so I was in his house working on something, and then we saw this guy with violinist. We thought he's homeless. He wasn't homeless, but we thought he was. Sorry if I'm offending your feelings. And then we told him, hey, come jam with us. And he came to the studio and he recorded with us something cool. And then later I brought him to the Infected studio, and he recorded with us this melody that we wrote, and we showed him what to play, and he was amazing, and he did a great job.
And that compiled basically the Dancing with Gaddafi. Now the name Dancing with Gaddafi is a very... Back in the day we thought if we can dance with Gaddafi, it's going to be a perfect world. We were very mistaken, and even with Gaddafi. But he was a very unique, weird individual, let's call it that. So that's the name, Dancing with Gaddafi. The track is kind of our first chill out track, and ends the Reborn album. And this one sounds way better than the original. Anyways, yeah.
And are there like any of the Legend of Black Shawarma tracks that you would want to redo?
Again, guys, we want to redo a lot of the tracks, and actually for the DJ sets, I changed a lot of the kick and bass lines and some of the grooves for a lot of the tracks we play, and just for me and Erez to play them again and to have fun with them.
And also, so you have different versions when you come to our shows.
Correct. So this we already done, but it's not something that I considered as a Reborn album. Again, with Reborn, most of the tracks were remade completely, and to remake, me and Erez, we prefer to do new music, to be honest. And this is it's a unique project, and it's been, as I can see, people really like it. But it takes a lot of our time, and with that we prefer to do new music, and the moment we do new music, so we'll see about. But definitely I see now everybody wants Reborn 2. We'll come Reborn 2 someday.
Who is S in the track? S is here.
I think it was Simon, no?
It was for Simon Posford.
Simon Posford, yeah.
We were a huge fan of Simon, and for us to work with Simon at the time was like a far-fetched dream that, impossible to reach. And
which happened later with Dracul, and yeah.
And somehow I think I met Simon through Skype or something, and it was very nice. And Michelle Adamson told Simon, hey, you should work with Infected. And so then Michelle, I think, called us and asked us if we want to work with Simon or something like that, and we said, fuck yeah. And we right away took a flight to the UK and stayed the thing in his place for a few days.
Yeah, did the track together, and
we had a blast.
Yeah,
Simon is a genius, and we love him.
Yeah, big influence to our beginning, especially the album The Lonely Ranger by Hallucinogen shaped our psytrance at that time.
Many
I'm not shutting down the options of people to call me. If they want to call me, call me. Yeah.
So here's his number down below. If
If you want to call me, I'm in Calabasas at the moment. Call me.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a lag going. Okay, here we go. So, speaking of that, how do you come up with all of the crazy names for your songs?
By the end of the day, it's usually, if it's lyrics, it's something from the lyrics. And if not, me and Erez, because we fed up of finding names, so either we choose food places that we like, that was many places, or
is next to
or
us,
just any kind of name, and just sometimes even to mess with people and go like, why did they call that track Smahuta?
Horus the Chorus.
Or Horus the Chorus, or each time we have weird names. Come on, we have so many tracks, so not always the name is that important, unless it's a lyric or song, then we choose a sentence from that.
What song took you the longest to make in your whole repertoire?
That's a good question. I think
Messenger.
I think one of the tracks we set a month on it.
Do you mean on this album?
Oh, and if it's in Reborn, I think.
If you release me, we keep opening and closing and opening and closing.
Most of the tracks I can show you later have, in each Infected Mushroom track, we have like 16, 17 exports of stuff we change.
Draft 1, draft 2.
Draft 3, and it goes up until 16, and we keep them all. And then at the end, we go like, okay, 16 is
decent.
the one that's decent enough to go into the album. And then we change the name back, goes to Mr. Domestic, then go back to Air is No Clicks, and then it's done.
Shout out to Buzz Psy over here.
Yeah, that's from India.
Yeah.
Big fan, and
And a big Polyverse user.
yeah, uses a lot of our plugins.
Yeah.
So, what's the difference between, like, for you playing in Europe versus the United States? Like, which do you prefer?
Listen, it's the same. The crowd is always, when they come to see Infected Mushroom, is Infected Mushroom fans. What we like about the United States is because they play so many electronic genres here all together. So each time we go to a venue here, we can play basically what style we want. When we
Like
don't
we
have
can switch to dubstep if
in
we like.
between, and then go to drum and bass, and then play psytrance, and it's so much. As opposed to Europe, we kind of stick more to one genre, is the psytrance, or sometimes we kind of depends on the club or the country or the people. New generation, old school psytrance. It depends. So we like to play everywhere. It's more about the party than the location.
Some people are asking to talk about Stuck in a Loop. What's the story behind that?
You mean the lyrics?
Yeah.
Guys,
We'll let you do the translation.
no, I was in kind of a mood when I wrote the lyrics. Can I remember? Not sure. It's not in I don't know. Maybe it's talking about my past. It is, but I don't recall just right now what I wrote it about. So you envision it.
Will you bring the live band back to Brazil?
Live band for Brazil is one of the things I've been working a lot with Musati. That let's enjoy. That will happen. I want to bring the live band back to Brazil. Not this year. We're doing actually a few shows live with Bliss. He's playing guitar with me and Ares on a few shows. But the full live Infected Mushroom band hopefully will come very, very soon.
Especially when our drummer is from Goiânia. So
Pau de queijo, grande.
You know the song Cream?
the song Cream, yeah.
Cream
Yeah.
could be a reborn kind of
Yeah,
thing.
okay,
Yeah,
so people are asking to
yeah, we put some cream on it there. Yeah,
why
cream.
not?
Why not? Yeah. Maybe Ron Rivlin wanted some cream. I don't know.
He always does.
We don't know.
What's your favorite song to sing your own vocal? Like, what your favorite like lyrical song of yours to sing? What's your favorite to do?
In shows, I love I Wish because it's mostly the full songs that it has a lot of lyrics. I Wish, I like Cities of the Future in shows. What else? And I fall into a hole and I can take no more.
In front of me.
In front of me, yeah. 3 favorite. Killing Time. Many songs.
Ron and Rogerio are hanging out tomorrow. Ron says.
Woo! Ron
yeah.
Rogerio. Let's go.
What about a U.S. tour?
US tour is done. We're gonna announce it hopefully next week. So coming to many cities in the US this year, and many of my favorite venues are back in this tour. So yeah, look out. Next week we announce.
How do you guys manage to do so many shows and always look so beautiful?
We're amazing.
We're amazing. What do you mean? Again, we enjoy being on the road. So because we enjoy it, and we try to be in kind of shape.
Let's break it down. We sit in a nice seat in the airplane, and then we ask, hey, can we have some peanuts? And then the peanuts come in cold, and then we complain, hey, why is it cold? And they give us a warm one, and then we ask for whiskey. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Now, not
And
me.
then we arrive to the place.
This is all air side. Me, it's more carrot juice. Then I ask for some no carbs, kale salad and stuff. So, anyways,
And then we go and we play. That's our favorite thing to do. It's like a game for us. We go and we have the best time with all of you guys.
and especially you and the band. If it's the band, we have more fun because everybody is there. The hard part of it, to be honest, is because we do a lot of shows. The hard part of it is the flying and being in airports and no sleep. So that's
no
a little
sleep.
bit.
No sleep sometimes.
Yeah, that's a little bit hard, but the rest we enjoy. So
The
that's
airplane
why.
is not hard.
Let's enjoy.
Let's enjoy.
Let's enjoy.
Can you do like a Hunting Team style retro kind of set in California?
Hanukdim retro style in California. Yeah, why not? Well, depends on the event and where and stuff. Yeah, lighting in a bottle maybe. Hey, need to play lighting in a bottle. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Can you explain the meaning behind Pink Nightmares and put this to bed once and for all?
It's funny. Pink Nightmares. I wrote the lyrics of Pink.
Hugging six rabbits.
I'll explain. I wrote the lyrics, and when we did it, I went to Ares to the studio, and then he goes like, "You don't believe."
My daughter Noah, she had a dream about Pink Nightmares, and then he already wrote.
I already wrote the lyrics.
Yeah,
and it was so weird that somebody had a pink nightmare. So and all
I
the
didn't even know what it means.
and hugging the rabbits and everything. It's a very weird dream, like Alice Wonderland and stuff that I had and wrote the lyrics to. And then I came and when he said it, and then it was a done deal. Also with many tracks, this happens to us. Like when we did the Black Velvet cover, I did it here with Ninette and Yossi were here, so we recorded. And then I called Erez, listen, Erez, I have a great idea. I recorded it. I want to do Black Velvet remix. He goes like, what? Me and my mom, we just listened to this in the car. We love this song. So some stuff we're probably connected in our minds because of all the mushrooms we took. Mushroom pizza we ate, and we're connected to the mushroom pizza. Yeah, so stuff happens.
Yeah.
And any plans to work with Duke Davina again?
Duke Davina is always here.
I can't wait.
It's always here. She has pink hair, long hair. Oh yeah, maybe bring her out to the shows. Depends how drunk I am, no? Yeah, probably. I'm not drunk usually, so we'll see.
When you perform, are you putting on a character or are you yourself? I would say you're yourself pretty much.
Pretty much myself.
Yeah,
pretty
both
much
of you
myself.
guys.
Yeah.
So you know the little doggy from the DJ Mag movie? Whose dog was that?
You hear this question? You hear this question? That's Shuki.
That's Shuki the legend.
Shuki, the little doggy. You heard what they said, Randy? The little beautiful doggy became monstrosity. He's huge, he's strong, he's the best dog in this planet. Shout out to Shuki. He's the DJ Mag dog. Yeah.
When you do like another Reborn, people are saying Muse Breaks and I Wish, and of course there's just a lot of tracks.
And again, these tracks were not chosen because there's so many remixes to them, and even by us. So and they're pretty. So I know you want new versions of that tracks, but that's not Reborn. And also I want to say something. Their sound is in our mid point of Infected Mushrooms, so we kind of knew what we were doing over there.
Yeah.
So the sound is
okay.
It's okay. It's not. We can do it better, but it's okay. So these stuff were made when we didn't know what we were doing, and we didn't have the means to. We didn't have good.
So we have a lot of excuses.
Yeah, we had correct, and that's why this is Reborn. Yeah.
People in Europe asking when you come in.
Europe. First of all, we
France.
just were there for 2 weekends.
Yeah.
We're coming many shows to Europe, UK, Germany. Don't worry about it. Germany's there. France is there. Sweden is there. Switzerland is there. And I can name UK is there. I can name many. We're coming. Finland is there. We're coming. So don't worry about it. The tour is going to last forever. So.
What are your specific rituals before going on stage?
We try, first of all, to sleep a few hours before the show. Not always happen. Then espresso. Then we come to the venue. We kind of stretch. We do our thing. A shot of Macallan if we can, or a beer, and we go on stage. That's the thing, you know.
Schluck and
Flugen sometimes, you know, for some of the band, and and then we just have fun because the band, we meet only for shows. We don't practice. We're the most unpracticed, unrehearsed band on the planet. So we come to the show, we have time while doing it. So it's a kind of more of a jam session than a live show. So it's fun. It's fun.
What kind of stuff are you working on now for your next album?
So because Reborn is now out, we're working on new stuff. Most of them are very different, I think. What you're gonna hear first, the Mr. Bill that is coming out
is very different.
Very different than what we usually do. And then the Blastoise, different than what we usually do.
One collab we cannot say.
different than what do we do.
Very, very different.
Yeah, so we're trying to work on some other stuff, and of course, we want to do a new EP for Monster Cat, which usually is a different album each year, starting from Head of NASA, more than just the same. So many stuff we did for Monster Cat, and what we try to do over there is bring something different to the table all the time. So we'll see how this album will form out. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, some other collabs they're asking if you'd be interested in doing be like White Noise, Ace Ventura, Captain Hook.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and
yes.
Captain Hook is working on something for us at the moment. Ace, always a pleasure to do something with him, and Bliss, always. We have a band with Bliss. Come on, we have like 400 tracks with Bliss. He's here, so you cannot stop it. Yeah.
Were you working on an Infected Mushroom documentary, or is that coming out? Or?
Never did work on an Infected Mushroom documentary, but we had a crew filming us for so many years, so the footage is out there. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for a documentary on the mushrooms. The only thing I want to do is show how I had hair. That's it.
I want to show how fast he eats.
Oh yeah, nobody eats faster than me.
It's
I eat like in
ridiculous.
210 BPM.
It's ridiculous how fast he eats.
Yeah. Don't go to a competition, you lose.
Are you playing Tomorrowland this year?
No, we're not going to be in Tomorrowland this year. Next year.
What were your inspirations behind the songs like Herbert the Pervert and Dream Theater? What inspired you on these tracks?
So Herbert, I don't remember. But
No, it's not about inspiration. We just had a good time with Rogerio in the studio. About Herbert the Pervert, recorded first time live drums, and it was a fun track to do while Rogerio was with us. But Herbert, the other one, what was it?
no, Dream Theater.
Dream Theater.
Again, we did it because of a fan. He
right.
talked to us so much around and
Samoa.
said, let's do it, and then we went back to the track and said, hey, this is an old school track, let's redo it, it's a cool track. And I think, again, the original, I think, didn't come out, so it was fun making it for Reborn.
Yeah, I mean, it's just people kind of saying the same stuff.
Guys, we love you. Reborn release day is today. Go grab the album, download the album. Probably most of you that are here have the album. It was fun making it. The Mushrooms are going on tour with the Reborn all over the planet. We're listening to Dancing with Gaddafi in repeat, which is great. And thank you for everybody that is involved putting out this album. Besides me and Ares, there's always, of course, Randy's here, always with us, works with us, the whole band. Yossi, Rogerio, a few people that joined us this year to help us with the shows. Yochai was there, Tommy, the whole crew, Avi Yosef from Israel, Ron, the promotion crew. A lot of people walk for Infected Mushroom to make this happen. Shout out to our Monster Cat, our label, even though this album Reborn is the first album we put by ourselves. The first indie album, Ares. So
Didn't we have something before?
no, never. Always was a label.
I
Always.
thought we had once.
American labels. I know exactly
Infected
what.
Mushroom Records long time ago.
Well, we did, but we didn't put out an album with that. We just
remember.
we did. We had the couple. So this
Memory is you.
is the first indie album is Reborn. We put it out by ourselves, so it's kind of unique. But again, we're working already for an album for Monster Cat, our label, for this year. So that's coming up late. So thank you for everybody involved, and thank you for being here. And
Also, I want to say happy birthday to Ray, my second born.
happy birthday, Ray.
Woo!
And everybody that has the birthday today, we love you. Infected Mushroom from the studio. Reborn. Cheers. Woo!
The hell out of that, by the way. They said thank you so much for doing that. We hope to see you guys live again soon. Live